so fast. Yeah. Hi, guys, come back. Sorry, just wanted to check my phone. Okay. Hello, everybody. For those of you, for what? Excuse me. For those of us, what? I literally cannot speak. Welcome. Welcome. Anybody who has stumbled across my video, intentionally clicked on my video, welcome. Welcome. That's so funny. That's honestly the energy this week. That is the energy this week. That is the energy of this week. Okay. Welcome everybody to Embodied Spirituality. I am your host. I am the creator, Ashant'e Marie. If you have stumbled on this video, thank you. If you clicked on it intentionally, thank you. Honored. Just trying to tap into this week. I'm a little late on posting this video. I had a little emergency on Monday that kind of took me away from recording the time that I planned to. And then Tuesday got delayed also for whatever reason. So, this is the day that I needed to come to you guys, right? I am recording this on the 25th, and this is regarding the week of the 23rd through the 29th of January, 2023. Okay. Just like the two pre-cards, even to just like drop into the energy of what's going on. Got Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. Honor your inner knowing of when, to tap in, when to, make the right move. I didn't necessarily think that this would be the optimal time at 11:30 p.m. to be recording this video because I do have an early morning and an early lesson, but I was called to do it now. So here we are. Another card that I got was trader, sorry. The exchange energy to create abundance. So these are the two cards that I got. Right. That feels like a whole vibe. Something orbiting around each other, right? The exchange of energy, right? It's a give and a take, right? I feel that. So this is me giving my energy. I hope you guys had a good start to your week. I know that reflecting on last week's Clearing the Path to Success reading, I felt like it helped me immensely. Uh, Rounding out last week, uh, which kind of rolled into this week, which is a piece of why this is a little tardy, but also in divine timing, right? Um, yeah, I was just really grateful that I had that reading to reflect upon and it giving me some sort of insight into the week and what to expect. Um, and it allowed me to give myself more permission to create space for the things that are important instead of running, like slowing down and meditating, slowing down and manifesting. Um, but even a few weeks ago, I wasn't giving myself permission for that because I didn't honor the value that it added to my life. And now focusing on the energy of luxury and what that even means for me. Um, and that does mean time, and that does mean, space, but it also does mean, like doing the things that I love for, not for a living, but doing the things that I love for an energy exchange, you know? Because it's like, it does cost to offer the things that, some of the things that I offer, not everything. This is free, right? If you're watching this video, this is free. um, but I do charge money in other aspects of my life, but at the same time, these are things that I'm giving at a high value because I love it so much. So, although it may cost money, um, it is more than an even energy exchange, right? But also, that was about last week. Like, how do you look at money and the integrity of how you make your money, right? So, I don't know. If you haven't picked up from the title or this long, drawn out story time um, of what this video is about, it's about clearing the path to success. This is my weekly reading to kind of offer some guidance as to what to expect and what things to maybe help you overcome some of the hurdles that you're going to face throughout the week and how to think and look positively into the future as you go through. So that's what this is. I'm going to get a little bit more water in me. I'm going to shuffle and then we'll start talking. I'm hoping to keep this video a little on the shorter end because I would like to get some rest tonight. But I honestly just feel grateful for feeling better because yesterday I was feeling like so energetically spent. And I didn't know from the very beginning of the day to the very end of the day, I said, oh my. I mean, the very end, I was like, I had a little bit more energy because I had the reprieve of knowing that I didn't have to stress myself to overwork today, which is allowing me to feel as good as I feel right now going into this reading. So I'm grateful. keep my cards behind me. You guys can't necessarily like see or read them, thank God. Or, I mean, it doesn't matter if you can. They're just some salutations from coaches and or uh, peers, coaches. I said coaches and peers; those are like kind of the same thing. Students who are also my coaches in ways, um, and my peers, and they're like salutations for me and the positive impact that I had in their life. This is kind of like a nice little pick me up corner. So glad to be sitting here and doing this video for you guys. Oh my, I may have the yappers today. I'm gonna try not to, but I may have them. Okay. Um, there was a few things that I wanted to say going into this week. I kind of mentioned them a little bit earlier, 11 minutes in. You know, sometimes it's rough watching readers go 11 minutes in and they haven't really got to the reading yet. Like sometimes I appreciate it because I'm like, yes, holy, I love that. And other times I'm like, come on, you're providing a service. But I'm like, also they're doing this shit for free, so they can do whatever they want, and it's their channel. But anyways, um, always I'm gonna spray myself with one of my sprays. This week I have Awakening Transitions. I think I had this one last week. I honestly feel like I have been going through a lot of transitions. Which sometimes can feel impossible to go through. And this makes me feel like things are possible. Life is possible. Everything is possible. It's kind of like evergreen forest. Yeah, it has this like beautiful earthy rainforest, like walking on the floor bed of the rain of like a big tall rainforest after a good rain. Like I don't know, it does smell delicious. I honestly, that was nice manifesting today. Earlier, I was really trying to not trying to. I was in a meditative state, and I felt like I was manifesting things that I would like to see from my brand a little bit more, and that was really exciting. So I really look forward to bringing that to you guys, and you guys are gonna love it. So thanks in advance. Um, there was something else. Oh, the spirit of this week is taking your time. Taking your time, right? Right before this video, and I was really excited because I was like, I feel this juju to like just go and read. And so I'm like, okay, well, let me like kind of organize. Let me like set the mood a little bit. Let me like grab on the essentials. And I'm like, okay, how can I make this look a little bit better? Um, so I was going through all of that rigmarole, and I had found like my template for, my kind of my layout. Um, that I like to use. I just like have this my little note, and I had picked it up and already once in the like organizing, reorganizing process and grabbing things, I'd already like had it. Like I grabbed it and I put it down and I couldn't find it. And I was like, oh shit, I can't find it. And then so I'm like, oh, I know I need to do some more. So I'm like shuffling, reorganizing, grabbing. Oh yeah, I need that. Oh yeah, I need that. Oh yeah, okay, make sure I have this. And I found it again. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm about to get ready to start the video. And then I was like, that last little bit of like, let me make this video a little bit better. Let me see if the lighting could be a little bit better. And it probably could still could be better than this, but you see me, so you're welcome. Is it cockiness or is it confidence? Um, facts. Um, but I was, I found the paper again, and then I'm like getting settled, fix the camera, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't find the fucking paper. Again, I can't find this fucking paper. Oh my god, why can't I find this paper? So I like shuffled it, shuffled around a little bit more, and I'm like, I literally don't even know where it fell from. Like, I don't know if it was just in the sweatshirt, like the sweatshirt that I had on my lap, and it like got tucked in there. But like eventually, when I just as I was about to message, just as I was about to be like, okay, well, I didn't like straightened up a lot, and I still can't find it, and I've moved and removed everything twice over, and I still can't find it. And I was like, well, maybe Spirit doesn't want me to read right now, and like maybe I just need to listen to that. And so I kept looking, but I still felt like I couldn't find it. So I was like, well, maybe I just really need to listen to that for real, for real. So I'm like, okay, well, let me start closing this down. And then sure enough, I looked down and the paper's there. And I'm like, I had already looked in that spot. And even then, as I was going through all of that rush, the message kept being slow down. Like, why are you moving so fast? Take your time. And not even just why you're moving so fast, because it's not even this critical reflection of why are you doing what you're doing. It's just like your energy has picked up too much and you're starting to overrun yourself. So just pull back a little bit, just pull back a little bit. And I feel like that reminds me of being at my nephew's basketball game, or when you're watching any basketball game and you're like, okay, they start moving, everybody's like moving really fast and things, the ball's moving fast, but then they start making mistakes sometimes. And sometimes you're like, you got to slow down the ball. This is kind of that. This is that. Okay. This week is about like slowing down the ball, like just a tad. You still in the game, you still doing the work, you're still pushing forward, and you're taking a beat, right? I feel that. Um, Taking a quick breath. And that was a message for me today too. Breathing. And not only breathing like I have written on my bottle, but really the full act of like inhaling and exhaling. Right? You can add some sustains in there, but that was a message, like focusing on both inhaling and exhaling, right? And just when you felt like, oh, maybe I took enough breaths, maybe not, take one more. Take a deep breath in, exhale out. I will offer you guys another thing that I've been using for my own meditation practice is listening to Londrelle, Londrelle, I believe is how you spell it. Um, but he has all these chakra meditations and all these meditational songs, anyways, which like kind of pulls you back into your body. I don't want to say in a very urban way, but like because it's not like very urban. I don't even know what that would necessarily mean, but it's just different meditative music. I'm sure it's for any race, but I respect and honor the fact that it's done by a black male. So thank you, black males out there that are creating content that are for the higher and inner beings of everyone involved. I appreciate that. Okay. Whoa, 20 minutes in. Okay. Well, I pretty much just told you kind of one of the things that you guys really need to focus on this week. I definitely woke up Monday morning with, like, literally as soon as I rolled over and was like, okay, welcome, world. My sister was coming to tell me that somebody broke into my car. First time ever. Don't appreciate it. Not at all. Not one bit. Except for the fact that everything worked out in my highest good, anyways. There was nothing in there of value to anyone else. But I was grateful for my fast track being up in there. And I was grateful for my charger being up in there. And I'm grateful that it was only one window. And I'm grateful that there was a place that could fix it that day. And I'm grateful the quote was relative in my mindset of a budget for it. And that it ended up being like 40, 30 or $40 cheaper than that. And it was done in probably less than an hour. And it didn't impede on my work schedule too much. I had the flexibility to like fit in that extra work of like cleaning out most of my car and taking it to the shop. I'm grateful that I had the finances for it. Yeah, like despite the news, my circumstances were better than most, and I was really grateful for that. And not even comparatively, it was just better than what I could have expected. So um, that was exciting, and that's what I felt like the reading ended with last week. So that's why I'm here for this. Okay, let's go, ladies and gentlemen and non-binaries. All right, for January 23rd through the 29th. For January 23rd through the 29th. That's a lot of times. Sure. January 29th. January 23rd to the 29th. January 23rd to the 29th. Okay. January 23rd through the 29th. That's a lot of cards. Okay. January 23rd through the 29th. January 23rd through the 29th. January 23rd through the 29th. What is the outcome of that? January 23rd through the 29th. Yeah, so 2, Okay. Okay. All right. And then the oracle overall. My faces. The oracle overall. Okay. Okay. Focus of the week. Love, harmony, friendships, friendships of your childhood or in your childhood, friendships that remind you of your childhood, loving partnerships, stable, rooted, loving partnerships, honor, specialty, and spirituality. We got the Six of Cups, marriage, divine partnership, dating. You may just be all focused on love this week. Not all focused on that. I think that that is your focus this week. I think clearing the path to success is not necessarily just about, finances or work and productivity, um, but it's also how you relate to everything energetically, and especially in regards to love. And I think we talked about that last week or the week before about how, you know, money and abundance, the heart chakra is all connected, which means relationships is connected to money. And so to look at like harmonious relationships is also to come into a better union about how you feel around money or how you come into harmony with the energy of money. And granted, this is not about that. This is literally just about relationships and the abundance that you feel connecting with somebody else, connecting with another person of your caliber, of your status, you know. Generally in the other deck, traditional Rider Waite of Six of Cups, you see this like kind of older kid and a younger kid, and even though they have that height difference, there's a level of equalness that's present. That one is no better than the other. We all have our flaws, and we all have our bonuses. And I think that's something really important to look at. I know that it's easy to get into new partnerships and think that, oh, this person is like Maybe this person is too good for me, or too talented, or too smart, or too fast, or fit, or, you know, well known, right? Can I even match up? And then also, too, on the flip side, we may have, um, or they may think the same thing about you. Oh, this person is one of the other things that I listed. Too smart, so kind, too kind, not too kind or too smart, but like so kind, so smart. Like, how can I even, you know, stand next to them, right? And that is what causes very unhealthy relationships, or usually the rise of a lot of relationships, because it's this weird and off tug of war, a weird and off tug of war um, around who's better, who's worse, or who feels up to par and who doesn't. But this card really reminds me, and even in the traditional Rider Waite, that there is a level of equalness between both parties. One is not better than the other. And that's a really unique and divine connection to have with anybody. So that's your focus for the week. Or maybe your focus for the week. Who am I? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Hmm. I think one of the obstacles of this week, everything is about redefining things, right? Every week has been about defining success, defining integrity with money making, or how you feel about money. Um, and this week is going to be about defining what happiness is for you. The reason why I say that is because we got the Nine of Cups, and anybody who like has watched a number of my readings, you guys will know I generally do not read reversals unless I feel really, really drawn to, um, because that's just how it is um, for me. But with this one being in reverse, it was just very clear that it's like kind of just trying to define what happiness means to you. This is generally the representative of the happiness card, and kind of having that self fulfillment of knowing like that you're happy with yourself, you're happy with the love that you can offer, you're happy with what you bring to the table. And I feel like there's a piece of you that's trying to still define a little bit of that, and making sure that you're like really sound. Um, in those notions, so that you can step into whatever healthy relationship that you want to, with clarity and with strength and stability, right? This is also very representative of the hangman position, which also tells me that there's a certain level of self reflection that you want to do and need to do and have chosen to do in order to reach a certain level of enlightenment. And that can go to what you define as happiness, or what is happiness to you. I feel like this Three of Wands is also about that, like taking that windy road to get to that level of success within your spirit of what you believe to be true. Um, it's like standing in between like what is, what's possible, and what's beyond imagination. What is, what's possible, and what's beyond imagination. And that's what I feel like this is. And that's one great thing about coming into clarity of more about what you want and what you expect in life. The clearer you are, even about some of the smallest goals, the more probability of being blessed beyond measure when you put in work just for those goals. You know, where it can be like, okay, well, I just want to get, I mean, a B in my class, right? Like, I've been getting C's all my life, and my goal for this class is to just get a B. Like, if I can just get a B, that would be dope. And you put in the work, and you start doing the things, you start putting things into practice, and all of a sudden, you have an A minus, or you have an A, right? And you're just like, oh my God, I didn't even think that was possible. I didn't think that was possible. All I had to do was put in some work, show up with a little consistency, please, and thank you, and define exactly what I want and make goals around it. Like, for sure. It's like that commercial. The more you know. I feel like even though you may be feeling like you're alone on this journey, or that this is a long journey, like, because nobody can really tell you what means for you. You have to figure out what that means for you. But know you have somebody in the spirit world, and especially it's either in the spiritual world or the physical world, showing up as an animal, as a pet or an animal, animal companion, is with you. And maybe it's different things at different times. Um, the reason why I say this is because, like, the rhino and water buffalo is here escorting the woman, and it just seems like a spiritual friend. And maybe a spiritual, what do they call that? I don't know. Do I have the words for it today? You're like animal guide. Your animal totem is with you. Maybe there's an animal um, that you've resonated with for a really long time, or that has been showing up in your dreams, or you've been hearing the name of it over and over, that is also with you, protecting you as you're on this journey, delving into yourself. I feel like there's somebody with you. Don't forget, or always remember, make sure to remember to tell them thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Just like Xyla. I have to thank her for being my friend. Thank you so much for loving me. Thank you for being my friend. I love you so much. That's what I'd be like. So I think the same needs to happen with your spirit guides. They will definitely help you get through your obstacles. I feel like with it being a rhino or water buffalo, they hold like a lot of tons to them, and they really can run down some shit when necessary. So I think that is a very important part to this week. if you ask me. I think another thing this week would be to spend some more time with trees, specifically, specifically trees with branches and leaves. I know this may be winter for a lot of people, but there are still some trees that keep their leaves. So find some that have that. And maybe ask for some of their fallen offspring of like twigs, um, to either bring back home to put in your fireplace or something, or to decorate your home, or to make something out of. But definitely ask them for what you're trying to take from them, if that makes sense. uh, we were talking at the beginning of this about an energy exchange, and even when picking a flower, you should ask the plant for permission to pick the flower, and you should offer something up um, in return, whether it be a drink of water, whether it be your saliva, whether it be a poem or a song, um, or admiration. And if you really know how I feel, uh, a lot of times I even ask their permission to even take pictures, you know, because who's to say that they trying to be out here like that? So when you go into being with the trees, especially if you go to like a park or something, generally too they have a lot of their fallen twigs that have fallen down on the side, and you know that you don't have to like break off or pick off a living thing. You can actually take something that's already been offered to the universe and thank the tree, um, or the trees or the park or the land. um, Thank them for that offering of their twigs and leaves, and make use of them. Like bring them home and make use of them. You also, for the obstacles on the pathway, was the Ten of Wands, and you may feel like um, this week may feel like a burden, and it may feel like there's maybe too much going on, or you have a lot of like shoes to feel ill. You have a lot of shoes to feel. I don't know. Why is it coming out sounding different in my head? But I don't know. Maybe you're energetically walking around somebody's shoes or in a couple of people's shoes this week. Um, or feeling like you're carrying the torch. That feels real. Or feel like you're carrying the torch for a lot of people's shoes that came before you, of your ancestors. I don't know about you, but that feels way real. I mean, I think it's really important. I think to stay grateful and humble and willing to put in the work. Willing to put in the work. It's not easy to get your name in lights all the time, you know what I mean? So keep working at it, whatever that means for you. But also take some time and spend some time in nature with some trees and create a better relationship with plants and your reverence for plants if you're not, you know, super medicine woman out here, which is the card that I pulled earlier. So funny how that comes up again. That's one step to becoming closer to a medicine woman. Spend some time in nature and ask for the appropriate energy exchange and give the appropriate energy exchange for whatever is being exchanged, right? A lot of times when we're just like, I'm gonna pick this rose because it's cute, and every time that I come past this rose bush, I'm gonna pick a rose without giving thanks, without showing gratitude. You become more like a colonizer. And if you don't want to operate with that energy, come to the table with a different energy and show appropriate respect. It may feel silly, but your inner spirit will let you know whether or not it feels right for you. No matter if it's silly, sometimes you got to do things that look or feel a little ridiculous to get a good result, you know? And not for at the detriment of yourself because none of this is for that. At the, what's the opposite of detriment? At the advantage, at the increase of yourself. So obstacles, just taking the time out to meditate, redefining what happiness is for you, and knowing that you're capable of filling the shoes of those that came before you, no matter how tough it may be at times. Okay, this is obviously a long reading, but of course, the ones that you want to be short or long, the ones that are long, but you want to be long or short. Also, too, it was my birthday last week. That's so funny. It's like it's this big amalgamation of energy, and now it just feels like normal ish, ish. It still feels like a little bit of birthday month because it's January. BZ's. We only got like 5 days left in January as of now, and it makes me kind of sad. It always like runs through really fast. That's my best looking flavor of it. um, but I am grateful that it was what it was for me this year. Honestly, thank you. Okay, okay. How to overcome and lay a sturdy foundation. Ooh. I didn't get to see all the cards until just now. We got some major arcanas on this board, bro. Hmm. Hmm. First up, we got the moon, right? How to overcome and lay a sturdy foundation. Go within. take heed that objects are not and things are not always as they appear to be. Changing your perspective around what you felt like you knew to be true. Listening to your intuition, your divine downloads, learning how to and or just communicating effectively, mm, learning how to do so more, getting clear about how you ask certain questions, right? Um, or how you approach yourself. Like I felt like the energy that I was coming across um, yesterday was really about not shaming yourself into being better, you know, um, like not beating yourself up to do the right thing or feeling guilt or shame about doing things. Like my thing, and this is being like transparent, be like my room. Like I am really an organized person on the inside. um, and I like things to make sense and be in place and have places. But my room, for whatever reason, is just not super reflective of that all the time. And it's taken a lot of practice for it to get there. Um, but instead of being like, "Ugh, I have to clean this because it looks like bombs went off, right? Because I've told myself that like multiple times this week. Like so many explosions went off in my room, and I felt so much shame this week around my room at a certain moment. And especially when you be like sick and too tired to be doing anything and you need to rest anyways, but you're like, this shit looks like a fucking mess, so why and how and how? So we need to feel better. Um, and coming across like an Instagram that I love, and she was talking about, changing that perspective and being like, you know what, instead of guilting or shaming yourself, being like, if I do tidy my room for 10 minutes, like, I love that it's going to feel, yeah, think about how it's going to make you feel. That has been the message. How is it going to make you feel? How is it going to make you feel? So cleaning my room for 10 minutes or even like whatever, right? Makes me feel a lot more calm than it did the 10 minutes before I did all of that. You know? So it's that I get to energy, I get to, and it's gonna make me feel this way when I accomplish it. Like what accomplishing something makes you feel like. And I talked about that earlier today with another coach. What accomplishing something makes you feel like. And that gratification and that satisfaction of working hard for something or working towards something and achieving it. And it just feels so good. Like that feeling. Like once you know that feeling, it's kind of something that we all kind of chase in a way, right? Or is it just me? Let me know in the comments. So there's a way at how to approach yourself. And there are better ways to ask or say things in order to get the response that you really want and need. The other card that I got for how to overcome and lay a solid foundation was the Devil card. Um, this is going to be about your examinations of your addictions and even your ideals, ideas about instant gratification. Like thinking like, okay, I slacked off for 5 months, but I worked hard for 2 weeks and I expect that to erase the 5 months that I wasn't working hard. Or that I'm supposed to be like, even though I've only worked out for 2 weeks, I want my body to look like I've worked out for 2 months consistently. And that's not the case. It's not the case. So, really, kind of demystifying what you think is supposed to be, or that's supposed to happen like a flash, and settling back into taking your time with things. The message of the week: taking your time with things. Still moving forward, still going towards your goals, but not expecting things to happen in an instantaneous manner. And also, I examine the relationships that you have with things that you believe aren't the healthiest. Also, I think it's really about the people. What people are you holding on to that are not positive, who are not encouraging, who are not um, motivating you, or that are bonded by trauma? Examining those relationships, taking a step back, taking a clear look, taking a step back, examining the relationships, the entanglements, the situationships, the friendships, the acquaintances, the work relationships, the family dynamics. Like, what doesn't work for you? What has been unhealthy for you? What has sustained you? And what is unhealthy for you? And clearing that out. Clearing that out. Looking at it from all sides, even in the dark times, right? Or in the darkest of times. I wouldn't even say the darkest because that's a full moon, so it's pretty light. Um, but to see what's illuminated. There we are. Here we go. What's illuminated in the dark about people and things and relationships and ideals and thoughts and letting it go, putting it to rest. RIP. Can y'all see that? Oh no. Anyways, it's a little tombstone and it says RIP. Putting those things, laying it to rest. It is not working for you or your highest good anymore. So let's trim the fat. Thank you and you're welcome. Okay. Light at the end of the tunnel. Light at the money shots. Money shots. When you just know they're going in as soon as they leave somebody's fingertips. As soon as money in the bank. Your light at the end of the tunnel may be actual money in the bank. You're gonna feel very wealthy, right? You just get an extra money. Like even right before this, my little staff work that I be doing, you got a $2 raise. I said, "Ooh, look at, look at God. Come on through this. You're gonna get some more money in the bank. You're gonna feel more wealthy. You're gonna feel more independent was the word that was coming up for me. You're gonna feel more assured within yourself, more stable, and that you're coming into more opportunities. I feel like this is gonna be a turn, a change, a freshness, coming into new opportunities, and it's gonna feel dope, and it's gonna feel exciting, and it's gonna feel new and joyous, and you may have a little of scared moments in there, but you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. That is something to be overjoyed with. You also got the Goddess of Wands. So that kind of really just confirms that same energy of like movement and action and fun and newness and things happening, right? The world turning in your favor. It's not the world card, but it's pretty much the world turning in your favor. You're gonna feel abundant. You got this big circle, full circle energy. Oh, oh, oh. You may get this moment of full circle. Look at even the circle right there. You may get this moment of full circle energy. And I know that like I come across it every blue moon where and not even blue moon, probably a little bit more often than that. But like when it be those moments where I feel like this is something that I've been prepared for since a really young age or for a really long time and or I can see how that puzzle piece went to that puzzle piece went to that puzzle piece to that one that made it so it could all come full circle back to this moment right here in this instance, you know, under under God. Um, and it's just so mind-bogglingly beautiful that all you got is tears of joy. Tears, tears, tears of joy, of happiness. You're gonna feel this is a full circle moment. How, how sweet life is. You're gonna have those moments this week. Look for them, and it's gonna be more than one. It's gonna be more than one. It's gonna be multiple moments of feeling like sweet, how sweet, sweet honey nectar. Yummy delicious. That was the energy for my birthday. Hashtag yummy delicious. All day, all day, all day. I like it. I like it for me. I like it for you. I like it for us. And I like it for you too. Anyways. Ooh. Let's see. Ooh, yes. Okay. Wearing red this week. Ooh, wait, that's real. You may need to put on a red dress this week, or wear the color red, or like do things with the color red. Wear red this week. Your goal this week, not even your goal, your mission, your charge, your what I need you to do this week is wear the color red. It's really important. Um, Even in the outcome card, we have the Eight of Cups, which speaks about like leaving to find your Nine of Cups. It's interesting and not interesting because divine. Um, it's interesting that we did get a Nine of Cups in the reverse for you trying to figure out what that is for you. And maybe even still at the end of the week, you're on that journey. You're on that journey. Maybe now that you've reflected upon what that looks like for you, now you feel more safe and secure to take a step further into that direction. You know, sometimes when we don't know what we want, we're kind of just like stuck, and it's like, yeah, I want something better, but I don't know what it is, and you don't go for it because you don't know what it is. So, just like I said before, as you define it and you get clear on what that is for you and what that means for you versus what that means for other people, right? Like, it doesn't have to mean what your sister thinks it means. It doesn't have to mean what your father thinks that means. It doesn't have to mean what your mother thinks that means or what your mentor thinks that means, even, you know? I mean, maybe your mentor a little bit, but even still, sometimes you have to know when the people that you trust to guide you don't have necessarily the right or the right outlook that you need to have in order to achieve the things that God has given you to achieve. Okay? And I don't know if I've talked about it on this channel. I probably have, just not in tarot videos necessarily. But there were times that Spirit or that my mom or my father figure told me that I should not necessarily put so many eggs into my coaching basket or into my ice skating basket. And there was something deep within me that said, no, this is a part of you. This is a part of your mission. This is a part of your goal. This is a part of what I have crowned you with. And I said, even though I may just be a cashier or a supervisor or whatever, I know that there's something more for me in this. I know that there's something more for me in this. And had I listened to somebody else, I would not have been nowhere near what I have achieved today. Granted, I could have achieved a lot in another path too, I'm sure, because I'm just that type of person. But the fact that I'm passionate about skating, it is reflective in the success and the reach that I've had so far with the work that I've done, even though I don't even have or I haven't even like promoted myself on that social media. That's what matters more with followers. Like, nah. Like when people are like, oh, I got like 3,000 followers, right? Um, and that's really important for some people. And granted that whatever, it means whatever. I know that in my spirit, I helped more than 3,000 people by purely existing and doing the thing that I love. Thousands, millions probably at this point, honestly. Millions. Because I knew that there was something more. I knew that there was something greater. I knew that there was something beyond what people were seeing and what even I was seeing in front of me. Which again brings me back to this. What's present, what's in front of you, and what's beyond imagination. And sometimes it's too good for me. It's not even that. It's just sometimes like I couldn't even. At 111, I love this reading. Sometimes I'm not sure. Am I going to love every reading? I'm not sure. Are they all going to tie in together? I'm not sure. But how these are rocking with each other, how they've been rocking with each other during these readings, greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. Another thing to confirm this outcome of like monetary, even at the bottom of the deck, we got the Ace of Wands. Even beyond that, we got the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles. That's funny. But you taking action is going to bring you here. You got the Ace of Pentacles. Incoming money. New growth. Money. Then you have this. Also, a good exchange of money. A generosity. A moment of generosity. We love it. You like it. I love it. I like it. You love it. Anywho. Oh, yeah. So these Oracle overalls got these three with two honorable mentions. Okay. First off, real quick, before I even get into these oracles, I wanted to reconfirm the wearing red situation. Look. Look at all of the cards for the red dress. Okay. Wearing red will be very important this week. I feel like it's going to help pull you back into some level of homeostasis for whatever reason. Extreme balance. Okay. For the oracles, I feel like I have like this energy of a fair colored face. I have this energy of like blue. Maybe have a little bit to do with the throat chakra, but I also feel like it's just more about communication and how you choose to communicate. Always. How you choose to communicate, either by how you dress, how you adorn yourself, by how you speak, right? And even by how you listen, right? Okay. So the first card that we have is the Wise One. Grow within your current situation. And I'm going to read a little bit more, I think, in the book. The second one is Direction Guardian. Choose your path. Grow within your current situation. Figure out what you want. Choose your path. of how you want to get there now that you know where you want to go. I don't even know what this one says. Psh, done. Shield maiden, bro. Make plans and focus. Is this not the whole reading? Is this not the whole reading? But okay. But okay. Well, my cheeks hurt. That shit is funny. I love it. I'm so excited. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm about to sign off and bring my happy self to a homeostasis so that I can be ready for my day tomorrow. Okay, wise one. The message is knuckle down. Be reliable and committed. Be open to wisdom and insights from your elders. Extended message. The wisdom of the wise one is based on something that the younger generation is often lacking: commitment and reliability. When this card appears, you are being guided to continue working on your growth and expansion within your current situation. Be committed to your tasks and projects. It can be very easy to get bored or overwhelmed. Where you at? Real quick. It can easily get. It can be very easy to get bored and overwhelmed, but persevere. Wise one. You are being reminded of how it feels to be let down and experience unreliability, and that it is not who you were born to be. So keep working on what you are working on because it's going to be extremely beneficial for you in the long run. Not everybody's going to be for you. Just find what you want. Keep going. Push forward. You see, Sai. The tail is here. That's how you know. That's how you know she's here. The baby. All right. Direction Guardian. This is a cool card. Looks like it. It also very much reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune with all of the different mutable signs. Message. Connect with your deepest desires, then choose the path that will make your heart and soul sing. Your path isn't extended message. Your path isn't set in stone. And your angels and guides have no expectations for you, nor should you have any for yourself. There are many directions you can take. None of them are wrong, as they all hold perfect opportunities to grow and learn. But life is to be enjoyed and savored. So, if you know that there's a decision to be made, and particularly if you're feeling indecisive, choose the path you know is going to make you light up, and choose with your heart. What's going to make you light up? Trying to define what makes you happy. Thank you. I feel like there's pieces of the abouts that might be important, but I don't think they're the main parts of this, so I think you're alright. Shield Maiden. Where you at there? Shield Maiden. Make plans and focus. The message is have a plan or strategy in place before moving forward. Extended message. Taking some time to Assess. Sorry, I'll bring the card back. Taking some time to assess what your next steps will be. All great warriors have a plan. You are a sensitive being, and if you're not prepared for the task you are taking on, you could end up feeling exposed and helpless. Moon card. The ancestor guidance is the ancestor guidance that is coming to you now is a reminder that you have a warrior's heart and that you have it within you to be more prepared and focused than you have been recently. Take a beat, inhale, exhale, line it up, right? Don't overrun the energy. Let it work through you in a way. So have a strategy in place and let your guide support you. Let your guide support you as you move forward. I don't know. I feel like both of those, all of those, everything was really good. This is the longest reading for the Clearing the Path to Success that I've done thus far. So there's that. Um, yeah. The honorable mentions of cards, we got Elder and Seer. Let's see, hold it like that. Elder says move beyond ancestral patterns, and Seer says see beyond the current situation. Maybe just a extra message real quick. Elder says move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members past and present. Move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members past and present. Know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than genetics and behavioral patterns. Also, especially going back to talking about the shoes that you're feeling, um, although you are your ancestors' wildest dreams and you are standing on the backs of what they've created or the doors that they've opened for you, you also have the free will of this lifetime to do things your way and to make it your own and to make, even though it's your story, their story, our story, um, and shifting the dynamics of what that is for you and what you want it to be, changing those generational patterns. You know, I like it. And then see the message look beyond your current situation, raise your vibration, and focus on love. Raise your vibration and focus on love. What makes you happy? What lights you up? What brings you joy? I think that's all. I want to thank the Divine for being here. I want to thank um, my higher self. I want to thank my ancestors. I want to thank my guides for the greatest and the goodness of all involved, higher self and source for being here. I really appreciate this reading. I really appreciate, even though lengthy, that it was good. Um, that it really meant something, and that I hope that it helped everybody, everybody that it was meant to help. Um, I just feel blessed. Root to root, heart to heart, crown to crown, I give thanks. Don't forget to check out my shop, Embodied Spirituality, at embodiedspirituality.net. Um, if you're on Instagram, it's just at Embodied Spirituality. It will shift over to another Instagram platform really soon for my shop, Obsidian Lace. Uh, but stay tuned for that. In the meantime, you can go and reach Obsidian Lace products by going to my website, embodiedspirituality.net. I do sell multiple different sage sprays. You can look at their intentions, see what they mean, a little bit more so. Um, kind of pick up on what their notes are and see some of the love nature that I have there too. If you have any questions, if you want to chat, drop a link into the chat box and or the comments, then I can respond back. And otherwise, have a blessed week. I hope that fortune comes through. So, girl, I can. It smells so good. It just honestly, Jesus, it smells really, 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 really divine. I don't even understand. It smells delicious, bro. I can't even take it. I don't know what is in here, but it smells delicious. That's what she said.